Welcome back to another episode of the Day After podcast. And here we are, All Stars 11 draft.
Yeah, super excited. It kind of flew by for us, mostly because Joe and I, we recorded just like 2 days basically, and one half that day, the other half this day. And then the last two episodes, so Celebrity Survivor and what was it?
Record
One for the
breakers.
record breakers have not come out yet when we're recording this. Joe and I have been fairly busy in our own ways, and so it's been a blur basically.
Exactly. Just bulk getting episodes ready, so we don't have to worry about it last minute.
Yeah. And also we should announce, because we found this out, we have reached over 100 subscribers. It may be over at this point. It might be under at this point. But we have officially hit 100 subscribers.
Yes, as we're recording this video, we have made that mark
milestone.
Yeah, so now we got to try to get up to 1,000. If we can get to 1,000, we can actually start monetizing the channel.
Be nice.
Yeah, which might mean more videos because there'll be more of an incentive for us to do some extra content.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you want to see us make more stuff, share this, get everyone to subscribe and start watching our content.
Come on, yeah, tell your fan pages if you're a big Survivor fan. I can't do it on mine because that's self-promoting, but if you do it on yours, it's just like you promoting a favorite YouTuber.
Exactly.
So wink, wink.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, let's try to increase that number even more by the end of the year.
Yeah. All right. So we got our pool of everyone from what series is it, or season is this?
So this is technically series. This is series 3. Season 11 as a whole. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, Ryan has stopped talking mid-sentence. Everyone's going to get this great picture of Ryan just with his mouth wide open, just looking down. I don't know where he went. It seems like we're still on. Okay, I think that's on his end.
Sure.
Is he back? Ryan, are you there?
You're back. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, you're kind of very robotic.
Oh, I've been working on that. Am I good?
Kinda, yeah. It's better.
All right.
Okay.
But yeah, it froze on you too, and it was a very nice picture. I will send you that later.
Yeah.
Anyway, so everyone from season 11 is eligible, as well as people from All Stars 10. I forget who, since it's been a while since we've done All Stars, because Survivor, we've been covering that. So who starts off?
Let's see. So Junko Enoshima won All Stars 10. She was under my team. You know what? Let's. I guess I'll be able to choose, and I'll let you go first.
All right. So for my number one pick, I'm going to start with the guys basically, and I'm going to go with Ozzy from One for the Record books.
Yeah,
he was a must because, come on.
Yeah, I didn't put him on my list. Yeah, I didn't put him on my list because I knew you were picking him. It was obvious he was going to make it here.
Yeah, I love Challenge Beast, and the fact that in our Brand Steel verse, he's the first person to one, win 10 individual immunity challenges, and then also being the only one in his season to win an immunity challenge, individual immunity challenge. It's like, how do you not bring him back? And
He also
especially
found 4
after,
idols.
yep, and never really had to play it for himself because, like, why would he? He's already immune.
Exactly. Yeah, he was impenetrable that season. There's no getting to Ozzy. So yeah,
Nope.
that's definitely
Nope.
a good choice there. I'm also picking and starting off with a winner from one of our seasons. Our Survivor 41 versus 42 winner. I'm picking Danny McRae.
Solid. Very solid choice.
Yeah, he did what most challenge beasts are trying to do if you can't win all of the immunities by waiting until halfway through the merge to finally then just win all the challenges and win them outright. And yeah, overall really dominant winner, someone who I definitely think deserves the spots.
Agreed, very much so. All right, next up for our first lady pick, we have Toshika Kishida. She has been someone that has been kind of a mainstay in our All-Star seasons because she has done pretty well. And last season, she did well, very, very well, and especially in an Australian Survivor simulator, it's always rough.
Yeah, she could have won if she didn't get voted out by Amanda Young. Really could have ended up taking Junko's spot as the winner.
Exactly. So, I'm pretty sure Junko is going to come back and, little revenge, little, incentive because Toshiko has been a really good competitor, all things considered as well. Making it far, making moves, not always like doing the best, but like she knows how to get deep in the game. So like one of these days, it's only a matter of time.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely a solid pick there. But yeah, speaking of Junko, let's just get the obvious one out of the way here. Yeah, Junko Enoshima obviously coming back, 2-time winner. Really, both of these All-Star seasons, like she has kind of just been putting on a masterclass on how to get through the game. Being able to win physical challenges, being able to socially get in with the right people, usually behind most of the mastermind eliminations of the game. Yeah, definitely a strong competitor. I'm hoping to see her versus Regina George one day. That's my next big billing, I think.
Yeah. I mean, like, because we have so many contestants, and we have 3 2-time winners, hell, there have been times where it could have been possible we've had a 3rd-time winner, but only time will tell when that actually does happen. Because the more often we do brand seals, eventually it will happen.
Yeah.
It's just who may do it first.
Exactly.
All right, next up for my guy pick, I'm going to pick Seto Kaiba from our anime brand steal.
Solid choice.
He had to come, one, because he liked to like fuck shit up in the game, and two, he won, and not only did he win, he was originally not supposed to be in that season. Yeah, which is like the funniest thing about the whole thing. And like rewatching that episode, I was like, it's like a Survivor brand steal. What if it was like, what if I didn't change up my team? How would things have gone? But Kaiba, he is a self-centered guy. And we need a villain. We need a good villain.
Yeah, it was such a weird win because we didn't expect the person who was so self-centered, like they self-preservation mode. Like he was in self-preservation mode the entire game. It seemed like he had no bonds with anyone. Yet somehow when he gets to the end, that's what the jury wanted. They wanted someone who was doing whatever it took to get them to the end. And honestly, it was it was a stacked final 3.
Yeah, and not only that, tied between the 3, it tied between him and Hanji, and then it
Mhm,
was up to the person from Food Wars to basically decide who was
mhm.
going to win. And so like that was enough for Kaiba, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Speaking of Food Wars, I'll make that transition because he was right next here on my list. Soma Yukihira. I'm gonna put on here. It was a pretty solid performance. Honestly, I going into the final three, I thought it was either him or Hanji as the winner of the season. I said it was really the third person who I was thinking going into it. Because Soma was, had a lot of the relationships. He was usually on the right side of the boats. He was finding idols. He played the idol correctly at Final Five. He would have gone home otherwise. Yeah, it was a really solid game to get to the end, but as I said, that was just a stacked final three that it was anyone's game pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm glad to glad to have him back, and we'll see how things go this time around for him.
Hmm.
All right, now for my next pick, I'm gonna go with Vanessa Bayer from I was about to say Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Like that's my favorite thing that she has done. Uh, but she's also known for SNL stuff like that. Part of the reason she's on here, but she was in the Celebrities Heroes versus Villains,
Hmm.
is she took out The Rock in a stellar idol play and everything. And yeah, that move alone, I feel, gives her a shot up here, as well as the fact that I feel like she wasn't like the most boldest like strategy wise, but like
Hmm.
she definitely like pre-merge. If you like think back, it was like, she was always like in the mix in some regards. And I feel like
Yeah.
she was like a sleeper who
Yeah.
woke up kind of like a little early with that like split 5-5, but like
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, it was like two or three episodes where she kind of like came out of nowhere as like almost a front runner of the season as a potential winner. But yeah, it was just a little too early. She should have waited to make that kind of big move a little later. Um, but yeah, I had her as on my list, so she would have been picked regardless. So yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay, next up for my girls, I'm going with another anime person, someone who was the best performing player on the season, in my opinion, Shiho Sawaragi from Tomodachi Game. Yeah, she should have won the game, but because everyone had idols at Final Five, she ends up having to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
definitely.
It's always rough.
Yeah. It was definitely a
No, go
shame.
ahead.
Could have definitely played a great game. If she made it to the end.
But alas, yeah. It's one of those survivor moments where she got Sareed, and there's not much more you can do. It was just like, the unluck of the draw, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Man, yeah, because we literally was like, this is her game to lose going into Final Five, and then I forgot who it was, but they found an idol at Idol of Idols, and it was over.
I forget to. I don't.
Maybe it was
Yeah,
Icaros.
maybe.
Yeah.
It's like everyone had one, so like obviously, by default. So
Yeah.
it's tough to say who got one where because.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it was man, it was a sad sight there. Because she really was controlling the entire game. Everyone I think was going to want to take her to the end. They all liked her. She was in alliance with literally everyone. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's my pick.
Well, I'm sure like, she's a great player, so like we'll see. Sometimes that can be a curse, but usually I would say that for players of her caliber, it's not really a curse, and like
Mhm.
they're able to do well second,
Yeah.
third, fourth time around.
Yeah, I'm curious to see her and Junko go off and face each other. That's going to be an interesting showdown.
Definitely, definitely. All right, next up for my next pick, I'm choosing Vladimir Zelensky, winner of Celebs, Heroes versus Villains. He won. He played a hell of a game, and yeah, it was you know, definitely winning a season like that just meant like, because it's kind of tricky. We didn't know like what was going to happen, and yeah, he pulled through. He beat well, Zuckerberg kind of got like, rock drawed out and everything, but like, Zelensky wasn't always like the front runner of everything, but like, he was able to like pull through.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, if you let someone like Vladimir Zelensky get to the end, it's one of those, how do you not vote for him? Like you just have to. It's just it's like Jeremy Collins getting to the end in Survivor. Like you just got to vote for him at that point. And the same thing is with Vladimir. Definitely. Yeah, just it doesn't necessarily matter too much about his game that he plays. It's just he's someone who can win at the end pretty much in every scenario.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I definitely think that's a strong option there. Oh, Ryan, are you frozen again?
Yeah. I also have to say no. Yeah. I also have to say, I know I usually have shit luck in these, but besides 41 and 42, where there was no pool, in season 11, I have chosen the winner pick for each one with Ozzy, with Kaiba, and Zelensky. Just thought I'd point that out.
Yeah. I guess that's true. Yeah. So you're really going for those winners.
Yeah. So could this happen with us? We'll see. Only time will tell.
Nice. Okay, well, I think I'm going to choose someone from celebrities who came up just short to Vladimir Zelensky. I'm choosing Steph Curry, who we were talking that he wasn't really doing much for the first half of the game. And then right when we said that, he ends up winning immunities. He's finding idols. He's doing everything he takes then to get himself to the end. But yeah, he's just up against someone who he just couldn't win in a final tribal council against. He even gives up immunity at Final Four, but goes against, I believe it was Natalie Portman, to take her out instead. Where I wonder what would happen if he took out Vladimir there. If he would have gotten the win, he might have also been considered the villain for taking out Vladimir. So who knows how. It's one of those things. Like
it's a game at the end of the day, and sometimes like you got to do what you got to do to win.
Yeah, exactly. But I think this is a good lesson for a lot of these players. Like, if you're going to take out Zelensky, do it pre-merge before it's like, a big deal near the end. Because if you do it near the end, if you have to be the one to orchestrate it, I think you're going to be the bad guy. But if you try to go for it a little early.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, we'll see. Definitely, I think. Well, he's going to be on the same tribe with him. So we'll see how that plays out. Yeah. Okay. So next up, the next contestant I am choosing is from All Stars 10, Lydia Meredith.
Solid.
Very solid. She's been killing it in our brand steals, and she did very well in All Stars 10. It being a Australian Survivor thing, it always adds a little bit more. It adds a little bit more weight to their win or their placing because they had to survive so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She was definitely one of the best characters of the season. I think that's without a doubt. She was one of my alternates. So if you had taken out one other person ahead of her, she probably would have been picked on my list. So
yeah. We only have like 4 more. So like I don't think you're you should be too worried. Have I taken any of your guys?
You have not. There's one guy you might take, but you also might not take him. So we'll figure it out.
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Now my next girl that I'm gonna take, I'm gonna stick on the All Stars 10 track, and I want to bring back someone else who I'm hoping can make the run and do all the All Stars as well. And that's Anne Boleyn,
Yeah.
who played a very solid game in All Stars 10, but eventually she won all those immunities. She had I think she even had an idol or something. Just overall strong player, strong performance, but it comes up to bite her at final 7. And yeah, I think it's even though it's her earliest exits, I think it was her strongest gameplay performance.
Yeah, and then again, like we keep saying, Australian Survivor, so always a bit more tough.
A 7th place finish really does feel it's like that 5th or 4th place finish, like typically.
Pretty much. All right, next up, my next choice is going to be Hanji Zoe from our anime Survivor. Like I said, they were someone who came in and did very, very well, almost won, but someone just decided to go with Kaiba. But regardless, Hanji played a great game, made it super far, and just was this shy of winning. This shy.
I thought that they had the best chance going into Final Tribal, to be honest, because of all those immunity wins really got them there themselves. They should have been taken out way earlier, but because of a very impressive immunity run, gets them far. But I just couldn't quite get the votes. The votes were just so split in a weird way that it just didn't benefit them.
No. We'll see. Also, there's quite a bit of rivalries on my team. So we have the Kaiba and Hanji. We also have no, scratch my comment. That was stupid.
We have rivalries across tribal each other's teams.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah,
I was like, oh yeah, there's so much, and then I look and I'm like, Ryan, shut up.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's Hanji, definitely a good addition. I wonder if they're gonna win much more challenges because we have a lot of great challenge competitors on this season so far.
Yeah, I mean, I have Ozzy and you have Danny. Those are the big titans of
and even Steph Curry, like he's also someone who won 4 immunities. Like he's not someone to scoff at.
No, not at all.
Yeah, and Junko usually gets a immunity or 2 here or there. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a tough season.
Agreed.
Okay, next up for my guys, I am going to pick someone who I really did not think I would be picking going into this, honestly. But looking at it, I think they played a really good game. And if they just didn't get to the end with a certain someone, they could have won. I'm choosing Roxroy Bailey from Survivor 41 versus 42.
I was looking at that because I had to refresh myself on the events and stuff for the pool. And then I was like, oh yeah, Roxroy did make it.
Yeah, he had the winner's edit. He really had a winner's edit until Danny McRae turned it on at the end.
Yeah. All right, so a little bit of rivalry on your team as well. Well, I'm glad Roxroy is back, and maybe he's someone that could potentially be like a mainstay on our channel, where it's just like you never know.
I'm just excited Roxroy somehow made it onto an all-star ballot. That's great.
Agreed. All right, next up we have for my 8th pick, we got Shan Smith. Her placement in, what was it, 41 versus 42. You know, she lost in fire. I don't think she beats like Danny or maybe Roxroy, but like she was definitely a force to be reckoned with. Also, I like Shan, so like, and she's no stranger to our All Stars either. So I was like, yeah, come on back.
Exactly. She's been very consistent on our channel so far. Hasn't had the win yet, but has made deep runs every time.
Yeah, yeah. That's all you have to do until one day you actually make it.
Exactly. Keep doing good, and you can keep making these all-star appearances. Because let's be honest, it's way more. It feels better to win an all-star season than just a random season with a bunch of. I hope that you know, like most of them probably will be brought back. So it's always good to win those all-stars.
Exactly. Exactly.
Nice. Okay. Next up, I am going to pick from our Survivor record breakers. I am picking Francesca Hoagie. And her big claim to fame for that season was getting 3 different idol plays onto her, being able to convince Ozzy to play an idol twice on her successfully, and Natalie playing an idol on her successfully. Yeah. In a consecutive row, somehow making it way further than she had any right to make it.
Exactly. Yeah, you know, that was like definitely another bonkers thing that happened in Record Breakers. So yeah, I definitely think she deserves a spot. She is a past winner as well, and she is someone who, you know, has been like one of the mainstays on our channels throughout the year, or throughout the, I guess technically, yeah, years is plural since we've been doing Brand Steel for like 2 years. So
yeah. So yeah, Francesca, yeah, going to be a strong player. There's a lot of strong players this season. This is yet again shaping out to be a pretty stacked cast.
Very, very much so.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, for my 9th contestant, I have to go with my man. He was strategic. He didn't go too deep into anime, but he made it far enough where I think he warrants, like, you know, something. He gets a little redemption here. And that's Lloyd Folger from Anime Survivor. Yeah, I think he did great. All things considered. You know, voted out his adopted daughter, or like was like, you know, like it was like in between him and her, and he was like, all right, this could be, you may go home, but this could also be a potential way to save ourselves. And that didn't end up happening, but you know, smart individual, and I'd like to see a better run from him this time around.
Yeah, it seemed like him and Shiho kind of ended up having to clash with each other with their groups, and he just couldn't get the numbers onto his side, and ends up being the one to drop, allowing Shiho to kind of have the rise as this huge power player for almost the rest of the season. But if he managed to just get one flip, it could have been him in that power seat.
It could have been, you know, Survivor win. Well, you know, he has a second shot. Shio's on the other tribe. I mean, they'll eventually meet up, but like, you know, round 2.
Nice. That's a good pick here. I will say my next pick is someone I mentioned, like maybe they'll make it onto the list. And when I kind of did it, I realized I think he is like my 5th best choice for the guys department here. And that's Danger Aaron from Celebrities 4.
Very good.
Yeah, like I need a fun character on my tribe. I think I have a lot of strong game players from their seasons, and now I just want someone who is going to get into some antics. Like he really treated that season like he was on Jackass. He was just getting into, you know, fights with like The Rock or doing things for good footage out there. Like that's all he was looking for.
Misplaying idols. And he made it far. He wasn't like a big threat out there, and I think that was, sometimes that's a great
Yeah.
strategy.
Yeah, he was going to get brought to the end, but gets idled out at final five. So if there wasn't an idle play successful there by I forgot who it was, but yeah, maybe it was either Vladimir or Steph Curry. It was one of them, I think. But yeah, if they didn't get that idle play, yeah, Aaron's probably at the end and is probably the 0 vote finalist, but a fun 0 vote finalist.
Exactly. Still get paid. Still
Exactly.
get paid. All right. For my final spot, there's quite a few I could choose from, to be honest. But for my final spot, I think I'm gonna go with Evie Jagoda.
Good pick.
Also made a pretty deep run in I forget where they placed in our 40. It's more so for their placing in Survivor All-Stars 10 as opposed to 41, 42. Even though like I don't think their placing was that shabby either there.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember too much of Evie's game, to be honest. But I mean, I like Evie as a player. I thought that they had a lot of potential on the season. Maybe if they made it further, Survivor 41 could have been better. but
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're gonna bring, Evie back at some point, but we'll see. We'll see. It all depends on when they're doing these when Survivor is going to do their next All-Star season, whenever that may be.
Yeah, who knows? We know it's not 43 or 44. They've made it clear so far that it's not those. So maybe 45 or 46. We get All-Star season, but it does seem like they want to get a kind of a new generation before they do another All-Star season.
Which is fair. Fair.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'll wrap it up here by choosing the other person in the Aussie Luth alliance that doesn't really get the credit because Aussie just played such a great individual game as well that just doesn't get any credit. I'm choosing Natalie Anderson, who's the 0 vote finalist, because if Aussie had slipped, I think a lot of credit could have gone to her for a lot of the game being played. And it's like, oh, you were using Aussie as a meat shield, but wanted to get rid of him at the first chance. Like there could have been something like that storyline that could have happened. But yeah, she ends up just getting stand with Aussie, and who are you going to vote for based on gameplay there, Aussie or her?
Yeah, I mean, she was one of the people that was like on my list as well. So I'm glad you definitely brought her. Yeah, and I like Natalie Anderson just like as a Survivor contestant in general. Has she ever won on our channel before?
I don't believe so. I believe she's made it to the end a couple times, maybe.
Yeah,
I feel like she's made it to the end besides this last time, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think she made it in Heroes versus, or no.
Yeah,
there's so much, guys.
Yeah, I know.
Much.
Yeah, there are some players who we've had a lot on our channel, but they haven't had like that super like, oh my gosh, that's such a memorable performance. Not everyone gets a Figgy performance or Regina George Junko performance. Like not everyone can have like those you remember a season because of that person.
Exactly. But, this could be the one for her.
Yeah,
for any of them really.
Exactly. Okay, let's go down our list then and do a recap on teams. Do you want to kick it off?
Sure. So for my team, I have Ozzy, Toshiko, Kaiba, Vanessa Bayer, Zelensky, Lydia Meredith. I have Hanji Zoe, Shan Smith, Lloyd Folger, and Evie Jagoda.
Nice. And I have Danny McRae, Junko Enoshima, Soma Yukihira, Shiho Sawaragi, Steph Curry, Anne Boleyn, Rockroy Bailey, Francesca Hoagie, Danger Aaron, and Natalie Anderson.
All right.
Okay. That's really solid group of peeps.
I think it's going to be tough. We're going to cry. And yeah, you guys stay tuned for the next one.
Yeah. So until then, have a good one.
Peace.